in 2000, I went to Canada to do a project with my friend Colin McCubbin in Whistler. And Colin owns what I would say is the largest collection of nationals in the world. And myself and my brother, who is a photographer, went to catalogue and document the collection, and to create a website which I created, which is called Note Cannons. If you've obviously seen it. While I was at Collins, I was surrounded by crazy numbers of Resonator guitars, and two instruments there really took me. And one was a square neck Don, which just was the most powerful, amazing machine. And the other was a very beaten up, broken down 12-string national guitar, which I didn't realise until later was actually first seen on the internet by Mike Lewis. This is the guitar. It's a 12-string National Havana guitar. It was made in 1937 in Chicago. To see this now really doesn't explain the whole picture of what this machine was like when I first found it. If I start from the top, the headstock, these tuners, the spacing is a little bit strange, and the tuners were broken and someone had tried to fit a new set, so they had drilled very large holes very badly and just rammed a set of tuners into here. The other side was gone from cracks and a lot of damage around this area. The playability of the guitar was perfect. It was absolutely perfect to play, and I recorded with it at that time, very soon after I acquired it. It had been very badly treated and was completely sprayed gold from head to foot everywhere. There were nail holes in the front and a big H here. The back had been taken off and had been glued here with a piece of glue about this thick, so it was like a... And this guitar just had the most fantastic tone, and I acquired it from Colin McCubbin, and Mike restored it. But he completely stripped the guitar down, took it to pieces and rebuilt it. And it's the most incredible restoration work that I've seen. It's absolutely first class. And the tone of this guitar is... Interesting thing about this guitar as well is that when I got it, being naturally inquisitive, I just have to go in. I have to take the screws out and see what's going on inside. And there was factory fitted felt to the well, the green factory fitted felt. And of course our natural tendency is to say, oh, we've got to get rid of the felt, because it shouldn't be there. And I took the felt out and put the cone back, and the guitar lost its beautiful tone. It just lost it. So the felt went back. So the interesting thing about this is that the theory, which I don't agree with at all anymore, which is that the felt should always come out. I think people should think very seriously before removing felt from vintage Nationals. Everything is original apart from the cover plate. The handrest is original, and the cover plate and the tailpiece are not original. Mike made the tailpiece, and Dave King had this made by the guy who makes Beltona parts. She's a beautiful thing.
It's extremely important to Mike that he has personal contact with his customers. That's why you can only get his guitars, with very few exceptions, from him. Mike wants to see his customer's face the first time he opens the case and hear the first notes he plays. His guitars are like children that must one day leave home. And as any good father, he wants to know exactly in whose hands they are.
What I don't want in life is somebody to walk out of this workshop here with a guitar in his hand saying, well, it's all right. You know, I prefer them to say, I don't want it. You know. It hasn't happened to me yet, yeah? But, you know, I would prefer them to say, well, maybe it wasn't that model, and I'll make them another one, yeah? I'll make them a different one, because there's no point, I can't see the point of me spending all this time for somebody. And they just go, it's all right. You know, that's, in the end, why did I do all this work if they just go, it's all right? If there's a reason for it, maybe they prefer the 14th fret in the end, or, you know, or maybe they did prefer the 12. I'm more than willing to make them another one, yeah? Yeah? I'll keep this one, it'll be used.
There was one situation very recently where Mike made a 14 fret cover-bodied single cone resonator guitar. He delivered it by hand on the Saturday morning. It was around 10:30, and I'd sold it by 12:30 to a customer that came into the shop and didn't even know who Mike Lewis was.
Most of my songs is about tragedies in my life and about women's in my life. I come here just for you.
For a good cabinet maker, yeah, there's no shapes there that are difficult to make. But it was just a simple thing, yeah. If I want to make something, it's like, well, I'll make it.
Mike Lewis is a maker, and what he makes best are national star guitars, worthy of the heritage left by John DePira. There is nothing this man can't do. His instruments are probably the best new handmade Resophonic guitars in the world. You should be very careful if you plan to visit Mike in his workshop in Paris, because the virus he caught at the tender age of 17 is contagious. Mike has an endearing name for it: palm trees, volcanoes, and shiny silver guitars.
Will you look here, boy?